Welcome back to the Stop Snitching podcast. I am your host, Nathan, with my co-host,
D-Rock. Let's get it,
D-Rock in the building. Not
Special guest, man.
Special guest. No, we know.
I'm light work.
No, the guest can't talk yet. All right, so we have some very special people on this podcast every once in a while. This is definitely one of those people. Now, we definitely tapped into the fashion industry a bit, right?
Yeah.
We've talked to we've got some big things in the works. A lot of things are going on. Today, we have someone who works for a major company, The RealReal.
Mm-hmm.
They are the largest, the number one in luxury goods, consignment, authentication. And today we have a lead, the biggest, the baddest, the number one.
The top boss.
Yeah.
Top big boss,
The final
big
level.
money.
Bowser.
We have Tahir.
Yes, sir.
Tahir himself, yes, round of applause. Round of applause. Thank you for coming on.
Modest. Thank you.
Tahir is a lead high-value authenticator for therealreal.com. But he's also one of my best friends from college. He's also just an influencer online. He's super heavy in the fashion community. I've been loving to have him on just to get his takes. Brandon and him were going back and forth, and we're like, all right, we got to stop this because we have to start recording what we're talking about. An eccentric personality. He has a tremendous amount of things to say about a lot of different topics. And he is definitively the best dressed guest that we have had on the podcast as of yet. So we want to welcome Tahir, King T Dynasty.
King T Dynasty.
On Instagram.
Slim
Tahoe as his alter ego to the Stop Snitching podcast. Thank you for coming in, bro.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you.
It's truly an honor.
Go ahead. You want to break it down for us? He's a fan of the podcast.
How are we doing this?
Oh, he froze up. He froze up.
No, I need to know how are we doing
so basically, I'll count down 1, 2, 3. When I do 3, stop snitching.
And then we cheers.
Cheers.
And then we chug?
Drink.
And
cheers.
You can chug. Yeah, that's fine.
All right,
we ready?
Go for it.
Look, we only got one shot at this, man. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Stop snitching. Hey.
There we go.
And
Chug
we're locked in.
Well, actually, don't chug it. That's dangerous, but...
He can. He's not driving. He's the guest.
Oh, word. All right.
Facts.
So, my friend, how have you been?
Oh my God. Let me start off with, if your man can't dress, tell him DM me. All right.
Plug it up.
Next. You want to spice up your relationship? DM me.
Damn. All right, podcast over after that. That's the clip.
He told me he's been working on that for some time.
There we go. I love it.
Said it in my mirror.
I think that this is true. But let me start off with something that a lot of people may not know about you.
Go ahead.
Is that you do actually like personal style for people.
Yes, sir.
Like he's joking, but he really will get your man right for you. Pause. for your date later, right? That is something you're interested in?
Absolutely, yes. I've helped a few people just very introverted try to feel more comfortable with themselves, and I'm still getting them to wear what they like. It's all about self-expression. So it doesn't matter how nerdy you think you are, show that off. I don't want you to dress in a suit if you're not comfortable in a suit. If you want to attract a girl, attract the right girl. Put the time into it, like show yourself off. Wear a graphic tee, but wear a nice graphic tee. I'm going to give you recommendations on what really suits you.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So Brandon, what's your because I think you've been following Tahir online for some time now, right?
Yeah.
What's the impression you get from him online?
Dang, just super swaggy. Like literally.
Where would you say the confidence level is? Like 0
Oh
to
my
100?
God! Like
In the fits.
Like 150?
In the fits only.
Yeah, bro. It's like it's the way you wear stuff, bro. It's like you put it like you obviously dress well, but like you really put it on. Like it's a difference. Like a lot of people have nice clothes, but they can't wear it well. Like you wear it well. Like
He understands what looks good on him.
Exactly.
And I'm also saying I'm only wearing a suit because he came here, didn't tell me he was wearing a suit. I didn't have time to tell Brandon that he was wearing a suit, but we're at my apartment, so I'm putting on a suit because I refuse to be stood up like that at the last minute. We're also giving this the Justin Bieber Peaches moment. This is, I think there's inspiration from that in this.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. It's
couldn't cut the
definitely
exact
in
same thing, but it's there.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that's a super interesting piece of what you do. But talking to you, meeting you in school, right? We're both in fashion studies, we're both in business, and then I kind of went one way, and then you went a totally different way?
Literally reversed. We both had the significant passion for fashion. You went away, so home left me abroad like 3 times. I was like, he said, "Oh, you got drama?" Yeah, I'm out. It's like, okay, I bet. And then I had to like rediscover myself because school was just, we get into that later too, but just school was just always a challenge for me personally. Nate would know. He would always try to get me to go out, but I just never did. I was always studying. I was just trying to be the best that I could be. Yeah. And that just goes into my work ethic too. And it reversed. So you had the major in business, and I think, did you minor in fashion?
Yeah.
Well, you definitely took those courses.
Like retail, merchandising, and management. So there was like fashion elements in there, but you
took
were in the fashion school.
You took fashion design courses in the fashion school though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it gave me a great respect. I think that's something that a lot of people like they genuinely don't understand. Like if you've ever really tried to make a t-shirt,
yes,
like
just
from
a
bunch of fabric to wearing it on your body, you do that one time and you'll have so much more respect for any clothing that you ever put on your body.
Like from scratch?
Mm-hmm.
From scratch.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, like I was fortunate enough to get to like make a couple dresses, actually fit them to the body of a woman and then watch her walk in it.
And in a whole semester too.
The coolest thing ever. Because you don't realize that it literally took us, 4 or 5 months to make one dress, let alone racks and racks and racks of all this stuff. So I really appreciated everything that I got to learn from there. But then, so talk to me about, you leave school, and then how does your fashion career start from there? What are your first steps? Because I think it's a very hard industry to break into.
Applying. And I'm gonna say it again, applying. That's really what it is. People don't apply, but you have to apply by any means necessary. I got the internship for Nordstrom. I was in my 5th year. You guys had already graduated, so I was a little intimidated because I was like, dang, well now what am I gonna do? I'm behind is what it felt like. But little did I know how far ahead I was.
Off of experience?
As soon as I got that internship, yeah, just my confidence in just being in fashion. You know, everyone else, I think for the majority, was in business. Our fashion school was very small.
Mm.
So having that, I don't know, like having a title.
We were also all the only guys. There was like 4 dudes.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah. And funny enough, I think all of us were straight. That's the funny thing. That's the thing, which I don't think most people would consider, but like literally all my friends working there.
We can't go down that lane.
And then, it trickled down that way. But, so what'd you do at Nordstrom? What was the internship?
It was a retail management internship. And they had a program throughout most of their malls. I don't want to say all, but most of their malls here on the East Coast. And I just had to take advantage of it. It was a mall 20 minutes from my house, so easy.
And then, so did that parlay into another job? Or is that just first thing out of school?
First thing out of school, but immediately I got the job as an assistant department manager. I was like, oh, that title enough, and the name of Nordstrom I knew was going to get me somewhere else.
Okay. So it was always a stepping stone?
Yes.
Okay.
But it was still amazing being there. I don't even want to say just a stepping stone because the connections I made got me where I am. My boss from Nordstrom had moved over to the Real, and then she had referred me.
Oh, okay.
So
were you
in
a certain department?
It really is who you know. Yeah. Well, so when I was an intern, I was in men's sportswear.
So we like that. We like that. Go ahead.
Yes, we do.
So she was your boss
graphics,
in men's sportswear.
Yes.
She leaves Nordstrom.
She was still there. Helped recommend me so that I got promoted to assistant department manager. And I did that for kids. Love working with kids. Love it. And that's where our conversation earlier, like that's where my passion for comes from.
Well, what's the conversation earlier?
I mean, that's
that's like a A&B thing. Like,
you
just having to leave, bro. Like, I just can't reveal it.
Kind of left on that,
bro. Oh my god. All right, that's fine. I can deal with that.
Fatherhood.
Oh.
Not that I'm there yet, but
Oh,
definitely.
do you have an announcement you'd like to
I'm
make?
eager. No, you would have known that. Nah.
That's an exclusive.
Did you say I'm eager?
That's no. I'm eager. Yeah, I'm eager. For sure.
Got it.
At some point, but that's a whole other topic too. What was the last question?
So you're
Who's in the
working.
kids department.
You're working in the kids department at Nordstrom.
Mhm.
You get this
Yeah.
promotion.
Getting the whole management vibe too. Like understand, because now I'm working with, and in that department too, you're working with much older women to young girls still in school. So my job is just to encourage people, no matter what your, no matter what your age was, no matter where you were in life, just to keep going. You're doing something. You're paying bills while your husband's paying off the house. Bet I'm gonna help you make even more money to help pay off more of those bills.
Do you make commission?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
At Nordstrom?
yeah.
Oh.
But as a manager, though, it's commission plus your salary. So that's a
Okay.
little bit more of a bonus. Whereas if you're just an associate, it's just commission, which is still fire.
Oh, it's all like you go into a Nordstrom, like anybody working the floor, it's all commission?
Yeah, it depended. Like your commission rate had to exceed like your hourly rate. You know what I mean?
So it's whatever made you more money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Gotcha. And then talk to me about the transition is from Nordstrom to the Real Real?
Mhm.
Fill in the blanks.
Yep. So my
Nate's getting good.
Bro, I think it's
He's
so,
getting nasty.
it's so adorable how nervous you are right now. Just looking at you, I'm like, bro, this man 15 minutes ago was talking the most shit out of anybody I've ever had, and now he's coming on and he's really
Lights
thinking
come
about
on,
it. Like,
man.
I'm like, shh.
bro,
What am I supposed to say?
you're good. It's a safe space. So you go from Nordstrom,
Right.
and then you want to what's the moves? How do we go from one place to the other?
Again, like my boss had referred me. It's just a quick transition too. Another place that's like not that far from where I live, about 25-minute drive. And I just took the product knowledge that I have with me. The designer items I have, the Burberry belt that I'm
The Burberry belt, the wallet. I went to CVS to buy apple juice with this man, and I was like, "Oh, Louis." He's like, "No, Burberry, chill."
That's levels, man. Come on now. You already know.
trying to insult
Yo,
it.
but the so all this product knowledge. Obviously, I know you're super self-motivated, so like you're just learning a lot as you're there. But do you give a lot of credit like to working at Nordstrom to gain a lot of this product
Yeah,
knowledge
absolutely.
before you parlay it into something else?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah, honestly, it might mostly go to the product knowledge itself.
Just because you have to be selling to people all the time.
You're getting returns too. There's always like a sketchy transaction no matter where you work, even with you guys, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And just like understanding different like brands and like different prints and styles, it all relays. Fashion, it's all the product at the end of the day, period.
I've always kind of thought of fashion as like math. It's all compounding knowledge, right?
Mhm.
Like you learn one thing, gives you knowledge into another thing, gives you knowledge into another thing over and over and over again. And as you start to learn the basics of one thing, you can just kind of keep compounding on and on and on and on and on into the next thing and the next thing. So was it always like high-end luxury goods that you were working with at Nordstrom, even when it was like kids or women's stuff? Or was it just streetwear in general?
It fluctuated. I think once I went over to men's, because mainly the men's market is streetwear, there are a few luxe pieces, but in comparison, like the volume for women's will always be higher in luxe.
You
In
mean
like
there's just
luxury.
more of it?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more of it. Not like there aren't a lot of like men's luxury pieces, but just like from what we've seen, it will mainly be streetwear, in my opinion. That's just like what I physically touched.
Yeah.
So yeah, eventually I got promoted, one of the promotions for 2020, and it was mainly focused on streetwear, men's streetwear, sneakers, you name it. But that wasn't even my biggest. Like I wanted to go back to like my Nordstrom days and just Burberry and Luxe, like the higher end, the big names, you know. So I eventually got that too.
So you actually, because it is funny. I always think of you more as a streetwear guy.
Yeah. See.
But then you do, so your passion
But
really
I try
is
to
more in
be
the luxury
I
brand.
try to be versatile. Yeah, I want I don't want to be just in streetwear. I really like to dress it up.
Yeah.
You know.
Clearly.
Yes. Yes.
Clearly.
What would you have said, just seeing my gram a few times, would you have said I'm strictly like a streetwear person? He knows me personally, so like his perception, no matter what I wear, might be, oh, he's mainly streetwear. Yeah, he does this, but he's mainly streetwear. What's...
I wouldn't say that. Like, I've seen you and stuff like that on your gram. Like, I would think you're versatile. Like you said, I think you can like I said, I think you can put on anything.
Full respect on it.
Yeah, bro. Like, it's like, honestly, what I want to ask y'all, because a lot of this is kind of diving deep into like the fashion industry, but I think a lot of, you know, our viewers will want to know like what, and you can answer this too, Nate, like what makes you guys passionate about fashion in general? Because I think we're all passionate about looking good, but there's a difference between that and real fashion. So like, what makes you guys so passionate about it?
No, looking
to talk
good is
about it at
definitely
this
it.
level.
Just looking good.
Well, with looking good, it's the attraction. It's getting that feedback, that like interaction from other people. What is it? Getting a reaction from other people. You know, it's kind of, and fashion, you know, just relates to all of that street culture. When a certain artist or particular artist from the 90s, DMX, 50 Cent, whenever they said something, it was an uproar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, parents didn't approve of their kids listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel with fashion, just being able to wear a loud piece and having someone be like, wow, he's wearing that? Whether it's like, oh, he's wearing that, or wow, he's wearing that.
Damn.
The reaction, that's what I love. Like, I'm doing it for that.
Got you.
There's
But
a
like,
shock
do you like fall, like, would you rather a person say one over the other, or do you not care at all?
Either or is cool, because it all just boosts my self-esteem.
I think it's cool. Like, I think it's cool if somebody like looks at it from a negative perspective. Like, you walk to CVS and that, like, you're gonna get judged. But I think that's cool as hell.
Right.
Or they could say, "Oh snap!" Like, they could big you up. So I think either way, it's like, it's still a compliment.
Exactly. That's how you have to look at it, and
Yeah.
that's just how I trained, I guess, like my mindset over time.
That's how he is too, though.
Yeah,
He's the
for
same.
sure.
Like, he's come out in some stuff that I'm like, damn. Like, we had the conversation
Yep.
earlier.
Yep.
So now my thinking has shifted. But before, I would say, yeah, I can't
Bro,
rock
what
that
are all
job.
these past conversations? I left
because we were
working out.
I left for
Basically,
15
we were
minutes.
talking about. I was like, I asked him, "What is swag to you?" And he said it's more of like a comfort thing. It's like, what makes you comfortable? And he said the biggest reason why he does this is so he can inspire other people to believe that they can pull off fits too. You know what I'm saying? Like, inspire that kind of mindset. So that's why I said before, like, some of the things I seen Nate wear, I'm like, dang, I can't really wear that. But it's like, in reality, I could. Just got to do it.
Yeah.
It's just about a feeling. You know what I'm saying?
And that's like our relationship, where I've worn things and he's just like, oh, damn, that's fire, but I don't know if I could. Or he'll wear something with like a tighter silhouette, and I'm just like, oh, I don't know if I could. That's the point of the reaction.
Yeah. It exposes you to something different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, looking on your Instagram, it's like you like just, I don't know. I've seen so many different outfits on there. So like, you asked me the question, is it streetwear? And I'm like, no, it just seemed like you just like throwing fire fits on.
Yeah.
To me, like, I'm not looking
together.
at it from streetwear high, and I'm like, yo, that fit is fire as hell.
Yeah.
That's me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, like, my vernacular on it isn't as extensive as you. I just think that looks really, really cool, or it doesn't too.
But that's the same thing as like food, right? Like none of us here can probably sit down, like, eat a great cheeseburger, and you joke about this all the time. But watch, I'm be like, all right, bro, you didn't taste all that. Like, you didn't taste that. You know the words, so you say that that's what that sounds like. You didn't taste all that. But then when you are in something like fashion or whatever, film, anything, yeah, if you do know that much about it, you can get that picky about it, that nitty gritty about why you specifically, like us with movies. Most people probably don't want to listen to us talk about. Well, there probably are, but like Adriana doesn't, right? She's the same way. Like, I liked it or I didn't like it, period. Why'd you like it? It was good. Why didn't you like it? It was bad.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, at the end of the day, like, it is what it is.
But the thing is, that's still valid though. You know what I'm saying? Because like, and shit, you missed a lot, bro. We were talking about perspective, like, we were talking about all this stuff.
I want to get into all that with
So
you.
it's like, I was, and we'll eventually get into like your actual job now because it's cool as hell. But
we'll do that with we have a little demonstration teed up, so we'll wait for that.
Cool. So I was asking him because it's like I knew you were going to come with like the technical side of fashion, and I was going to come from the more philosophical side of like, you know, what makes people wear
what they wear.
You know what I'm saying? And what does he think? Like, what do you think is fashionable? Like, do you think something that Quavo wears is fashionable, or are you looking at like a Uzi? You know, two totally different things. And again, it's perspective, but it's like, what is that the question though? Yeah, I mean, it's an answer. Like, what do you gravitate more towards?
Neither of them, for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not even a diss. And that's interesting because they're very loud fits, so someone would assume that I'm into very loud. Like we've talked about that, just assumptions. You missed everything. Just assumptions.
Yeah.
You don't understand for fucking 10 years. I leave for 15 minutes. I come back, Brandon's like, the podcast is over.
Pretty much.
Just assumptions. Yeah, and they're wearing like very loud fit. Like it all looks very similar. Like when I think of Quavo in a fit, it's either him balling up in one of his jerseys or him in a Versace fit. It has that Baroque like pattern. It's just a mix, an array of some like exotic print.
Yeah.
You know, kind of same for Uzi, but like they're two different types of loud fits.
I love you. No, you can look at Brandon. That's fine. I'm just moving that over.
All right,
I want other people to hear you.
All right, cool. Yeah, they're two different types of loud fits. Do I have to be like close?
No, you're perfect. You're perfect. I love you. You're speaking to the person you're talking to. That's great. Go for it.
Is this good enough?
Yes, you're perfect. Go.
Yeah, they're two totally different types of loud fits, but they're not my type of loud fit.
Gotcha.
My loud fit is more so, and you'd really have to just look in color. It's not necessarily in the prints. You know, that's the difference. So people are looking at it like, damn, he's wearing this super, like Quavo's wearing this Versace piece or whatever, and I'm wearing a Roberto Cavalli, completely different.
I mean,
but the color is nutty, you know?
Yeah. Nah, the color, I mean, like I said, it's like the way that you guys think of fashion to me is just so foreign because I couldn't put those colors together just because I wouldn't think to do that. Like I don't know, like what's a primary color, what's a secondary color, how do they combine? I'm like, look, I like this Puma. This is orange. The shoes are orange. I like it. It's comfortable.
Well, that's the biggest step though. That's the biggest step, especially in matching, which is what I focus on, as you've seen. I like to start from the sneakers up. So I'll just buy it because of the color, maybe one color in it, and then it happens to have other colors.
And then you just got you.
Patchwork.
See, I started with the sneaker up too. I like where this is going.
Yeah.
Because I always like, you know, whenever I plan like my fits out or whatever, like I'm like, all right, I know I want to wear these Puma kicks that I got.
Yeah.
What did I have on last week? The other week, Nate, that you liked? The pink ones? I think they were like,
You said, yeah, what did you like?
I mean this genuinely. Brandon's always in a different, but I don't know. He literally has the most Puma out of anyone I've ever met. He has so many shoes. I forget, but yes, he did. He had like a pink, something like that.
Yeah, so it was like pink and blue. So like I'll look at the sneaker and be like, I want to rock that sneaker. Let me see what other articles of clothing I have to match the sneaker.
Right.
Because to me, that's what catches my eye first. I'm looking at your kicks. I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then it's kind of like bottom up.
Right.
You know, so it's interesting that you feel like the same way too.
Right. And at this point, I just have so much that I'm still finding out different combinations. So one of my other goals is just wear a completely different outfit every day. Yeah, you may have seen me, not this blazer per se, but you may have seen me in this blazer last week. But I'm going to wear it with a different t-shirt.
Yeah.
You won't catch me in the same exact fit.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Bro, he also doesn't wear jeans.
I do wear jeans. I do wear jeans, but I only wear
Levi's.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Levi's are like top notch, right?
Traditional.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I mean. Like, but I agree that more times than not, you'll never find him in like some blue jeans and a
t-shirt. You won't find me in blue jeans. Period.
Even like
really?
Sunday at 3 p.m. hungover. You're not catching him out.
You won't catch me in it. You will not catch. I do not own a single pair of blue jeans, light or dark.
Did something happen in the blue jeans before, or is that just like a fashion choice?
Yeah, blue jeans and I got beef.
Damn. Hey, that's blue jeans. I ain't wearing them.
Let me ask you this though. It's gonna dig a little bit deeper. I think, like Brandon was saying, like
We actually talked about it too, believe it or not.
what?
Why I don't like blue jeans because of the color factor.
We talked about that before.
Yeah, we did. We
Really?
we get into it after he says
I
whatever he
completely
wants to
is.
say.
Oh,
We
no,
mentioned
what's
it.
the blue jean thing?
What did you want to say? You
No.
don't? You want me to go?
Yo, basically this podcast is just like an extended
Yeah, what?
conversation between us that we're filling you in on. And it's the funniest thing in the world.
What's the blue jean thing?
Color theory, and my color theory, for men anyway, it's a lot of toxic masculinity in the U.S.
Yeah.
Right?
Got you.
Explain.
Dang.
People
'cause
are
now you
afraid of
got-
color.
Yeah.
People are afraid to wear loud colors. There's the insecurity, sure, but it's just what? How did you describe it? Where people are just like, oh, that might be too much.
Yeah, I mean, I think it stemmed because you were talking about, you know, how, especially in black families, like, or
Mhm.
any type of like when there's a lot of masculinity,
Male.
people will look at somebody like Tahir, and he's in the fashion industry, and they'll look down upon it because it's not like, you're not playing football, or you're not
Yeah.
doing this, like, you know what I'm saying? Even though he's
Those
blazing,
assumptions.
he's blazing his own trail, but like, in society, we're taught to like look down on that because as men, we're supposed to be a certain way.
Yeah.
So that was basically where the conversation started. And he said he had experienced that growing up where, you know, that toxic masculinity was put on him, but that also drove him to like be who he is now.
To want to do it more.
Yeah.
More
Which
just telling me,
leads us
why are
to,
you
like-
wearing a pink fit? I'm
Yeah.
wearing the pink fit.
So the blue jeans is just more. It's like it's just like disingenuine to who you are.
It's a few things. Yes, so to speak. It's just like I'd rather wear more with color. And one of my goals is to match the outfit completely. With blue jeans, it's a lot harder because a denim blue is completely different from any sort of navy. This doesn't match a denim blue, no
Right.
matter how dark or light. Period. It won't work.
Mhm.
Mine has to be exactly like that. So if I was going to wear a denim blue, I'd have to find some other denim blue on a sneaker. I think there were LeBrons that were like that.
Mhm.
I'd have to wear those.
Yeah.
I'd have to.
Oh, damn. So denim like all the way through.
Yeah, it has to be. That's a very unique blue.
Sheesh.
And it's more of a challenge for me too. So it's not like I'm completely hating on it either. But when it comes down to it, like I'd rather just wear colors. You'll catch me in black jeans a lot, sure. But I have pink, burgundy, mint green, orange, and it's all Levi's.
Yo, shout out Levi.
Yo, Levi's better sponsor this
Yeah,
freaking
that's gonna be our
podcast,
next
bro.
sponsor,
Blow
Levi.
up the logo right
You
there.
feel me?
Stop snitching.
Maybe big for you, but
What size?
XL.
That's clean.
Let me see exactly what it looks
Still
like.
waiting on confirmation if it's available, but
He's like, you never know if it's already sold.
It'd be like that.
Hard though, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's a classic.
You could drape it.
I mean, I could put it
Big
down.
enough.
What size is that?
It would fit you. You're longer than I am.
Large.
Into the waist. That stuff. The green is nice.
Agreed. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good too. Let me think.
Stop snitching. So, something that that I know that we've spoken about, which may be a little bit of a left turn, but I think it's like in line with what you're talking about. I think it's funny nowadays when you see people like fashion is the biggest thing, right? Like it's always been the biggest thing. It doesn't matter if it was like big baggy jeans, big baggy t-shirt, or now it's, you know, Quavo in a full Ferrari
It's everything.
outfit, and you're like, wow, that's really cool.
From art to politics, it's everything.
Yeah, but the bottom line for me a lot of times is like what you're saying is how you identify with it. And for a lot of times, I know coming through high school at least, like when I, like Brandon would say, would make those choices that maybe that was at a younger age than other, at least like men or boys would start to like portray themselves as.
Mhm.
A lot of that came back to me as being like, oh, well, that's gay.
Yeah.
Or that's like, no, that's some
That's
gay shit. It's
what
like,
we said.
what are you,
Yeah.
why do you, it's all, but it's this weird dichotomy where it's like, okay, so I can't overtly show that I care about how I look because that's homophobic to some
Right.
people. But then if I look like a bum, I get no play.
Yeah,
Right?
no, for real though.
Okay, so then there's this middle ground where it's like, so for me, I guess it does come down to your self-esteem, your confidence, which is going to be different for everybody, and everybody has to find that. Some people do it through their personality, their attitude, sports, fashion, whatever, but like, I knew that at the end of the day, my motto was always that, look good, feel good. That's why I wear this same fit to work. I feel good in it now. I think that when I'm put together, just outside of me, it helps me feel better inside of me, even when I don't feel that confident. It's just what I portray. So you went through school, right? Heavily
Judged.
feminine workplace environment. It's a different, people don't understand that. It's very different being the only guy.
Say heavily one more time.
It's different working around a lot of women as one man. And that is a different workplace culture, and it's not the easiest thing to flex to if you are not,
intimidating.
if you don't have the emotional intelligence that you do, right? Not every guy can do that because you're working with different people. It's a different culture. You don't realize that, different sexes is, you being out at a bar with a girl is different than working with her every day. And you have to learn those different lines with people, and you do that very, very, very well. You have the ability to flex in and out. But how did you find your confidence to be quite flamboyant in the things that you wear and still feel like you're very true to yourself in your own identity?
And having that masculinity in a way.
But being masculine in whatever you feel like is masculine on that
Exactly.
day.
That's what exactly. Man, you took it out of my mouth. Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Damn, bro, it's all experimentation. Like I had to try, and that just goes for anything today. People that want to be influencers, people that want to make it big on TikTok, you have to try. You have to put out the content. I am the content. So every day I brought myself as content. I had to put out something else. I had to get comfortable wearing these flamboyant colors, these bright colors, these obnoxious colors. I put that in parentheses. You just have to be comfortable. And that's a lot easier said than done, but you just have to try. Always, you just have to try. So,
but you do it from the perspective of content.
Yes, but it
changed.
It changed it definitely changed all my mood and just growing up, like teenage angst. So for the most part, I was known. I think so. I was known in high school for wearing bandanas, but I had it in every single color, like the whole Crayola box, and I have a drawer filled with them. So every day I was wearing a bandana around my neck, not realizing like the look that it got. Like I was just so innocent, so I didn't. But I had to wear it. I had to be the bandana kid, And that trickled into like freshman, sophomore year of college, and then I met you. Like once I started meeting, I was the only one I was really the only one into fashion in high school. Like other people were, but like I wasn't as close with them. They were into like the sneakers, the resale market, but I wasn't into it because I personally just couldn't afford it. I didn't understand how they were getting the money for it or whatever, and I never had a job in high school because I was so fixated on getting these grades.
Damn. Okay.
It was just a little bit more of a challenge. So I wanted those retro 3s, those 4s. I didn't get them until like my senior year where it was like a grad gift,
Got you.
Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say.
No. I was just, I just wanted to know, how did you overcome the social ideals of you being a man,
right?
But wanting to wear pink and salmon and loafers, and did that come internally from you, or is it like you were saying, it's just trying and believing that this is what you want
over time? So then we fast forward, I think late sophomore year of college, where I met you. And you were just going for it. It didn't matter.
It's so funny. I don't even think of what I'm wearing as. It's like...
Yeah, but you really started it for me. And then even like when you started your fashion brand, I was like, I want a name for myself. I don't want to...
People don't even know about that.
They don't know about the youth.
You Studios?
God bless.
Yes, man.
Throwback. Oh, man. They don't know.
What's crazy about You Studios is like, again, like coming from an ignorant point of view, like I'm thinking like hearing him explain the making of the shirt, the fit of the shirt, like I forget. Like it was like the shirt was a long sleeve shirt, but it was tailored to you though. Like the way that
tight,
yeah, like it was different. I'm like, why does all this matter? But it's like when you're passionate about something, it matters. Like like you have a vision of how you want shirts to fit on people, because you know, like if you wear that youth studio shirt and it fits you perfectly, like it looks fire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it makes you feel like it's not like a muscle shirt, but it's like it accentuates your body in a way, kind of like a dress.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
And I always thought that was so interesting because I was like, why does it matter? It's just a shirt, but it's not just a shirt. You know, that's like kind of like somebody saying to me, like, bro, it's just a camera, but it's not. Like
No, it's
when
so
you're
much
passionate about that thing, it's like it means everything to you. So you stress over like the minute details of everything. And it's kind of like going back to like you two here. It's like you think about like the whole blue jeans thing. Like you think about that because to you it means something.
Yeah.
To the average person, it's like he feels like that about blue jeans. Like, but it's like to you it means something.
Right.
It has like this like physical, like it's like tangible for you. You know, you have a message behind it, which
It's
is
my
like
heart.
what I love.
It's my heart. And again, it goes back, like I still want that reaction. I want them to be like, man, what is he talking about, blue jeans?
Yeah.
DM me.
DM you. But then when they DM you and they talk to you, then
Please make the title, John, DM me.
DM me.
That's definitely the title of the thing.
That. But you, like, it's interesting
Try to
because
get me in
like
trouble.
when people DM you, they might have this certain perception of you, but then they talk to you and then it's like, oh, like he's cool as hell.
Yeah. Again, confident in looks. Everything else, I'm definitely shy. Like it's just and it's something that I've learned from Nate too. I've learned so much from you, dude. I really have.
Yo, Nate the goat.
Dude,
I
I really have though. It's IG persona. Like anything from any drama I've had, it's just IG persona. Nate would always tell me like, don't take offense to this, and that's where I had to get more comfortable with these comments. You know, and then eventually like negative comments kind of just filtered out because I became comfortable in what I'm wearing.
Got you.
You know, but I had to really understand that like it should be common sense, but it really isn't. It's the social media age, and it's a little off topic, but I know not that I listen to him heavy, but I saw a random podcast and it was Logic kind of saying that like, how can someone just have that power to just get online and be like, yo, to Drake, yo, your baby's ugly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you could just do that? You can, but it still sucks.
Yeah.
But it's learning to cope with that and then move around it. And you look at certain other artists or celebrities that are like, oh, we'll make a joke out of it, or we'll tackle it, or you've seen their sides of the videos, what is it, like mean tweets and stuff like that?
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't even respond to them. They're like, oh yeah, I read it. I read what people are saying. Like, it'll just drive you mad.
Yeah.
But I also think that and I think that even, I don't know if Brandon's seen this, but like, since we've gone more steady, like with the podcast, you know, week to week to week to week, really trying to be as consistent as possible for it. And I know we're both super busy. I'm genuinely always impressed every week when we pull it off, because it seems like it may not happen every week, but somehow we do. And I think at the end of the day, people are waiting for a reason to be bold enough to do what they want to do.
Yes.
So they're waiting to see you do that thing. And I think that, like, even since we've just been doing the podcast enough, like, there have been more people than I would have ever expected, or opportunities for people to just, like, engage with me, or people hit me up and say, like, hey, I've always just been curious, like, what do you need? Just how do you start? What do you need to do? Because, like Brandon would say, right, the best compliment that Brandon could probably get is that people ask, who's the team that you hire to do this?
Yo.
And it's like,
wild.
There's no one. It is a collaborative effort. It's definitely teamwork and partnership. You bring your strengths to the table and you roll with it. But at the end of the day, like, anybody who's in your comment section shitting on you are people who just wish that they could
be you.
Put that up themselves. And that sounds super, just cliche, and like everyone would know that, but it's only cliche if you've never had to experience it. As soon as it's real and it's right in your face, it's really hard to look past that and say, oh well, fuck you. You just want to be me, you're my hater. No, in that moment you want to respond to that person and be like, no, You're wrong. I want to justify all this to you.
But I'm just gonna keep
You
going.
know, yeah, and you can just keep going, right?
Yeah.
But that is trial and error. That's battle of attrition, right? It's just working, trying to get to that point. The question I have for you is, why is it so important for you to want to be an influencer? What does that do for you from the fashion perspective? Why is that the ultimate goal for you?
Because it's just another route to make a name for yourself. There are so many different ways to do it. You can really you could get a modeling contract, which a lot of people tell me to do, but I tell them no, that's just not my focus. I could also make it from just posting one photo and getting big depending on the brand if they see the ad, you know? It's just repetition, and to reuse what's in your wardrobe too, that's the best part. Like, I'm just playing around again. I'm still experimenting with the tools I've already had.
What are some of the brands that you've been able to actually connect with through your fits on Instagram?
Damn.
Where does he start?
Exactly. Damn. That I've been able to connect with, as in, like, on an emotional level, or like on an actual
Whatever.
like
these are
marketing
people
level?
Yeah, these are people interacting with your content. Yeah.
Yeah, let's pull up the gram.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, pull up the gram.
Sheesh.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
He's about to drop some
Let's
knowledge.
see. I tagged you in that.
Needed that. Did you?
Yeah. It's at the store. We'll go see
Okay,
it.
I literally need it.
Yeah. We'll go see it.
All right, I'm buying it. Tell everybody to hop off.
You gotta reserve it.
Jeez. All right, so I have this one highlight reel called IG recognition, and it's very small, but it means a lot to me. So talk your shit.
Okay. Man, we're gonna have so many great clips out of this. I know. Brandon and I are both thinking. He's like,
Bro, there's
yes,
so
sir.
many. So, and as you know, especially if you're wearing Puma, hip hop screams Puma. They put it on. You know. For me, hip hop screams all these random brands. Oh my god, Nate and I had a phase, I think junior year of college, and it was just like ASAP Rocky just yammered me in the eye, and
ASAP Rocky. He's still one of my favorite fashion influences.
but like that period,
Nobody had seen anyone
Dude.
wear clothes like that.
Casanova. You know what I'm saying?
So what are they? Go ahead, name drop, bang.
Rothko brand. Very simple, but like those, and it's ASAP Rocky. That's what's so interesting, because it's ASAP Rocky, so you're immediately thinking just like Gucci, Dior, whatever he's wearing. The higher end Y3, Rothko brand, the cargo pants, the colored camouflage pants, commented and liked my post from the ASAP Mob inspired post that I had. And those are like $40 pants at Walmart. You know what I mean? Like, he's very versatile.
Yeah.
That's the influence. Let's just keep going. I don't know what I did to deserve this one. I might skip it. Andy Grammer. I don't know.
Are you just, and this is just from you tagging people, right?
Yeah, but you know what? Okay, then it follows. All right, yeah, so I think that was just a music thing too. Because Visionary Music Group, who is the music label to John Bellion and Logic, had liked that photo too. So I think like musical artists had just all liked that photo. It just connects. So as soon as like, you know, and with anything, as soon as one of them likes it, it appears in everyone else's feed. That's just how it goes.
Right.
Algorithm.
The algorithm, the Explore page. I'll skip that one. You gotta skip, because you know certain things happen, so you just gotta skip them.
What? Let me see.
What?
What? Why won't you say that?
They had like, I don't know, they had some things happen to them, so I'd rather just skip
Okay.
them.
Big major personal label.
my God.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, I don't need that look.
Okay.
Psych, nah, the look don't matter. But I'm skip them anyway.
I love how we're leaving the viewers in suspense
Okay.
right now. Like,
Well,
I mean,
what
if you want
I-
to find out, DM me.
here it comes.
And little things too. I did a Kendrick Lamar inspired, and that was another collab, Reebok cross Kendrick
Yeah,
Lamar.
I remember that.
Right?
Yeah.
One of them, but he had many, and this was another one, a shoe or sneaker that people didn't know about. The one you know is the
The classics.
not the Club C, right? The I think it's like red and blue print.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Which showed like the unity between gang affiliation in the West Coast. No, this was another one which was all red. But regardless, there was an artist who collaborated with Kendrick who had commented on my photo, and that's just cool. Like, he's a not well-known artist. What was it, Glasses Malone?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely know who that is.
You do?
Yeah.
Now, back when I did that in 2015, oh no, I could show anyone and they'd be like, who?
Oh,
Who?
interesting.
And we're just harder hip-hop heads as it is, so
Yeah.
we know, some viewers might know, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had commented on it, but I didn't even know who he was at the time either. And that's what got me to listen to his album.
Damn.
Yeah.
Now you're a fan.
Now I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
It's nasty. Yeah, and then Reeboks themselves liked my photo.
Damn. Okay.
The
Big
same
drop.
one.
Damn.
Big drop, big drop.
Hell yeah.
Coca-Cola.
I mean, you talk about big. That's as big as you could go, right?
That's as big as you could go.
Yeah.
Commenting saying, we would like to use your pics. So I was on the Coca-Cola website.
They paid you?
No, it didn't.
Wait, can I do it for
Just
you?
free. Go ahead.
DM me.
DM. That's different.
Oh, and you were there for that shoot too.
I was there.
He
I was
drove
there.
up
I
to
was there when
Montclair.
you.
That's
I was
real
there when
love.
you got the backpack that you were going to use for it, right? Wasn't it a Coca-Cola?
It was everything.
backpack?
You were there. Yeah, I had the backpack back when you were still in school. You graduated before me.
Yeah.
You were there when I bought the hoodie, like the week before we did the shoot.
Okay.
And then you met up for the shoot.
That's tough, bro. The fact that they DM you like they want to use it, I agree with
They
you.
didn't
though.
even
It's
DM. It's on the
it's
the
like-
actual post.
Right, it's like, did they pay you? No, but like also,
Yeah.
bro, who
You
am
need
I?
the-
Realistically,
The exposure.
Coca-Cola,
That's
like,
what everyone. All my friends are like that. They're just like, they better cut you a piece of the check.
Nah, it's
Who
the
am I?
notoriety. Yeah, it's the notoriety.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Extra likes, extra recognition, DMs,
Connections based off that.
and again, like you said, the algorithm. So you're gonna use
You
it.
got Coca-Cola liking your stuff, commenting on
Bro,
the
this
post
is still
for people to
going.
see.
You said this was a little highlight. You've clicked through 20 of these.
Oh yeah. So should I cut it short?
No, you just, dude. There's so many there that you're not even willing to speak on some of them.
I know. You see me skipping them.
I mean, I don't know what's bigger than Coca-Cola. I'm sorry. Like,
No, bro. I
Coca-Cola?
think that this is a perfect example of
What is
like,
bigger than Coca-Cola?
if you're putting all this effort into it and you're getting recognition like that, you got to take those wins. Like,
Yeah.
You have to.
Those are major.
That's it, and you only get that from trying.
but also, you know that like, bro, if Coca-Cola liked and commented on that, that means someone who's like the head of their marketing, who's running their
Social media marketing.
Coca-Cola Instagram account. That's not some intern just like sitting on his computer interacting with you. That's someone in a major corporate sense, because they know as soon as they associate themselves with you, if you've ever done anything shitty in your life and they want to all the way go back, oh, this is what they're commenting, liking on, like, I'm sure there's been a little bit of a vetting process to go through and be like, okay, yeah, this is someone we want to align ourselves with.
Yeah.
Cool. Send us that. We want to project this image out to the world because you are something that we want to project. Like,
yeah,
right?
that's different.
That's got to be real. It's
Yeah.
not like them just clicking random photos. They're going to be very self-conscious about what they're associating themselves
It's like
with.
getting, I think so. It's like getting your resume noticed.
Instagram is just a
It's
big
an extension.
visual resume.
It's just an extension.
Dang, I was hyped when Puma liked my stuff. They didn't.
Oh,
they
yeah,
didn't
bro.
comment and like say I want to use the pic.
They did like it?
Yeah, yeah. The main page.
Bro,
yeah.
Dude, the
Let
like
me-
is enough for
Yo,
me
it's
personally.
crazy.
I will say this right now. The second we get a legitimate corporate sponsor for this, it'll be one of two things. It will be some sort of liquor or Puma.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe Levi's now. We'll see.
And,
Levi's,
bro,
man.
And as Brendan and I always say, don't matter what you are. You got the shit. As Tahir would
We
say.
will promote it.
As Tahir would say, DM me. Okay? But anyway, no, bro, that's. I'm sorry. Is there anything else in there you really, really want to highlight? Because this is just like.
Sounds like you want me to stop.
No, I'm literally looking at you just clicking through all of these.
Yeah, I have so many. Now,
He said,
now,
but
now,
it's the
now.
fact that he said a little story highlight, and he's like,
Like, bro, this spent 5 minutes. Like,
But the thing is with a lot of these too, the ones I've been clicking through, it's recent too. So it took me years to finally get this. Like your page still has to look nice, and it's only gonna look nice when you try, when you put out content. Just try. I'm
yeah,
begging
that
you.
talk because we just started our podcast page, and I was like, bro, like it needs to look like polished. Like when we dropped our past to present thing, like Shoot, I even tell Nate this. So many people hit me up like, yo, who did y'all hire do
tell him nothing.
the camera? I'm like, huh? Like, they thought, like, we legitimately hired, like, a movie company to shoot the podcast.
I wish.
No, for real.
Yeah.
But it's like, but that goes into what you're saying. It's like, when you...
That's humbling.
It really was, bro. Like, it's amazing to think that people think that, like, we have this whole, like, team behind us, and it's just us two literally just finessing it the whole time, just talking. But it's like it goes to your point, like, you're carefully crafting your page because you're an influencer. We're both influencers. Like, our podcast is an influencer. Doesn't matter how many followers you have. There's people that watch it and get inspired. You know what I'm saying?
It's the accumulation.
Exactly. So it has to look a certain way. We don't just want to look like a rinky-dink podcast. It's like, we do have nice cameras that we can use. So when our podcast goes out on social, it should look a certain way. It should be polished. It should be, it should have, like, the captions. It should have all that, because that makes people legitimize what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? But that speaks exactly what you're saying. It's like, you're a brand now. Like, you yourself, that you're a brand. So you have to look, like, all your pictures are like, I always ask, like, who's your photographer? Because it looks like it's like a...
Yo, that's another nutty question, and you guys probably get that stuff too. Who's this and who's that?
Yeah.
And you literally tag the person and it says it right there.
Really? Oh, damn.
All the time.
And I should be the one to
Every
look at
single
that.
time, because I want everyone to grow with me, you know?
Yeah.
I'll take pics for other people and they won't tag me, but I'm not heard about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I want it to be like, I don't want it to be like I blew up from a pic and you got no credit for it. That's just my perspective.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And they're not always that crazy. It's like, oh yeah, well, what camera do you guys use? Our iPhones.
Well, in all honesty, like, if you're a normal person, your iPhone is probably the best camera that you can have. Unless you're willing to literally spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on camera equipment. Like, and this is what I have always said to here. If you want to do a podcast, if Brandon and I wanted to do this podcast with just audio, this would require literally zero effort. All you do is get microphones, plug it in, and go. The second you want to put video into the mix, that's where it turns into a whole project, because you've got to do all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't need a lot of money to start this. The same way that I agree with you don't need a lot of money to get into fashion. It's all about whatever you want to do.
Too.
With what?
Another moment.
You sounded upset. That sounded like my girlfriend coming at me.
I was like, all right,
what did you guys do?
I love it.
Oh, please don't break up.
Yo, I should have never left.
That's the feeling I got with what? Oh shit.
Oh my god.
I'm in heat now. All right. With the items I wear luxurious items, but I always get them discounted. I'll wait till the last minute, or if I really liked it, it probably wasn't that expensive to begin with. That's what. So people have this assumption, like, I don't know. Like he was saying, like, I don't know about a Gucci belt. Like if I would personally buy it, I was like, yeah, I'd probably wait until it was like 100 something, which there are sites you could do that, and people really don't know about that. I haven't spent more than 200, 250 on one of my luxury pieces. Which
what are some websites that people can go to besides the Riverhill?
So many. There's Net-a-Porter, there's Essence. Essence is my favorite, hands down. But because they have crazy sales, but you really have to wait, and it'll go up to 70% off site wide, and that's not used stuff. Like Net-a-Porter and like us, it's consignment. It's new. It's used. Actually, I think some of Net-a-Porter is brand spanking new too. But you get what I'm saying. Then Essence is just brand new. It's that season, or last season. That's how it gets discounted. Oh, that's just my, like, whenever someone asks me, that's just number one, and I'll keep going with them. It'll be my number 1 to 10 on recommendations.
So you got more? What are the other websites that you use?
Yeah,
those are the two that I'm familiar with. But
yeah,
I'm
they're.
curious.
Let me look through.
Let me pull this up.
Now, while he's pulling up, it's interesting because it's like,
But I want to show off all these too.
Oh,
My
go ahead.
highlights.
Go ahead. Boom, hit him.
let's do it.
Name drop.
Filling pieces. The CEO liked and commented. Filling pieces themselves. I don't know if you know filling pieces, but they're the in between. So that's interesting. So you're versatile to me too, but a lot of people might look at you as just Lux, especially with that Gucci belt.
Yo, first of all, Nate has a Gucci belt. He has Balenciagas.
He has it all, but
like
he's a
legit
trendsetter.
Balenciagas. And he has multiple pair, I think. I think he bought multiple
All
pair.
right, chill. But I mean,
No, he bought
He does though.
multiple pair
Yes, he did.
of Balenciagas.
Yes, he did. Of the arena sneaker. I'll never forget it. Never forget it. Like 2-3 leather pairs.
bro,
I got suede.
We got.
No,
I
but
don't
it's
even
the
know where to
way
go
you
from
described. Like you said, you had suede, and then you said you had like whatever. Like
No, okay, I was being a dick because he was like, "Oh, I have suede. What do you got, leather?" I'm like, "No, bro, lambskin leather. It's different. It is different." But no, because let us know about this because then I want to get you into. I want to show off your skill set. I want to show you some things.
All right, so yeah, but filling pieces, real quick, they're the gap. They're known, or that's how they market themselves as the gap between streetwear and luxury fashion.
Okay.
So you may be more streetwear. I think you're versatile as well.
oh shit,
But
Bro, you would love their shit. They make super clean,
It's
very
in between.
well-made
Okay.
stuff.
Got you,
and it looks like streetwear, but this is expensive.
got you.
Yeah. But also, there are another ones. When they have like the Memorial Day sales, it's a sale. A sale. Ridiculous. Yeah, so you should definitely look them up.
Bet.
This is another one. And it's like, you don't just, my advice to any influencers in fashion, don't be limited to being an influencer in fashion. Show off some of your other interests, not all of them, because at the end of the day, like, it's all personal. It's what you're comfortable with.
Stop snitching.
Is that iced tea in the 90s?
This is an early 2000s print. It's 2006.
Still badass.
This is an early 90s lynch mob.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, whoa, let me see the back on this joint.
Jesus.
Hammer.
Whoa, hold on, Joe. He's
Sorry, who
pulling
is
out
that
heat.
one?
MC Hammer.
Oh, God.
This might be a little bit bigger. I thought it was smaller.
Def can't touch
Bro,
this.
this is,
It's a really rare t-shirt.
Sick.
mind you, he's bringing out all heat from the back, though.
Public enemy.
No, the other two publics are in the wash.
Chris Brown?
Bro, I can't lie, that's tough. That's tough, bro.
I got
Oh,
the shirt.
06
My
store.
sister went to this concert and I have the shirt at my house.
With them fringe.
But mine's
Oh.
black and it's like
Bro.
really tiny. But it's
Bro,
really dope.
what? You post that on the gram?
Not yet, no.
Nah.
We had a Chris Brown shirt the other day. So
Oh, my God. How much for this guy?
I'll do like 60 on that.
Bro, you're fucking wild. If you
And
don't,
that shit's like,
if
these
you
are
don't buy
going
that,
up
I'm
every
buying
other fucking week. Like,
yeah, if
no
you don't buy that,
bullshit.
I'm buying. That is tough.
And how much for, which one was the one I fucked with in here? Yeah,
That'd be like 150.
I feel that.
They go for like 2.
Gotcha. Bet,
It was
yeah.
like given to me. And I just don't trust it.
Neither do I, because the canvas is dumb weak.
Is that
And the
what
key
it is?
pouch never looks like this.
Right? See? I love it.
Boom, biggest fake.
What?
Right here. It should never be a bubble.
Flat?
It's flat,
Flush?
and if it is raised a little bit, it's not like that. It's not as noticeable. This is considered a
Okay,
bubble.
Hell yeah. I love that. See?
Yeah, I
Why
specialize
is
in
the
Louis.
box covered up so no one can buy it?
It was a gift?
I specialize in
Literally
Louis.
someone, like, threw it.
Oh, everything I'm learning is here.
Someone threw it with a buyout.
Yeah, fake collateral.
So like, what about? And, like,
It's
now
black
they're
and
getting- So like that too. Like,
This
they're
is
throwing those dumb shit. Like, you know what I mean?
nah.
It gotten down to like, you can buy fake pair of sneakers with a salesperson's receipt number. Like with a receipt with the salesperson's sales number on it. Like it's gotten that good even in the sneaker industry.
Yeah.
I'm not
It's
saying
not-
that's
no,
good in
it's-
any way. That shit's trash. Like,
Yeah.
I knew right away when you throw that in with one of my buyouts that I'm buying off of you.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't matter, so it's gonna sit here. Like I'll probably throw it away, but I always just kept it on hand just to like keep it there. Just you never know. I don't play with that shit.
That's interesting.
There's
Always orange and navy. Always orange and navy, period. It's a midnight navy, not orange and black.
Is it really?
Yeah, always orange and
This is
navy.
shit I want to learn.
Letters
So,
raised. Like the O should just be
he's like high-end luxury.
a little bit wider, but it should never follow the rest. Like the length of the U and the I and the S. The rest of the letters always longer.
Two belts
So,
that I have.
Monogram key pouches go for like $295, $325, and this is just a part of a bag. It's a bag accessory. You're already paying like $700 for the bag.
Yeah.
So easy. You already trusted your instinct though, so you have this.
Stop snitching. And continuing with the shoutouts.
Yeah, so what I was saying, if you're going to be an influencer on any of these social media platforms, don't be afraid to show off your other interests, not just fashion. Show off what you like to eat. My favorite place to eat, one of my favorite places to eat is Smashburger. To the point I'd post me eating their, anything that they had on my story when I would go.
Their shit is tough.
Turkey burgers and stuff too. The Versatile. I'm a sponsor. I'd post anything that I could on my story whenever I could when I went there, and would comment on their little contests and win a gift certificate here and there. That was cool. To the point that,
Hey,
yes sir,
that's as good as it gets right there.
they're following me.
Oh, they're following you.
Yeah,
That's love.
that's love.
That's love.
I'm
That's awesome.
so appreciative of that. Just keep trying. I have to keep stressing it because people are always asking the same questions you guys have. Where do you start? You have to try. I'm nervous with video because I just don't have the equipment or the experience, but I have to try. But I also know I have other resources. I have you. I have friends. Let them do what they do. Trust them and try.
Yeah.
Damn.
West Side Boogie.
West Side Boogie?
Yes, sir.
Sheesh.
Just like I commented on something he did, and he put it on his story. Like, that's cool. It's not about fashion, but it's showing off your other interests. It
Yeah.
still counts to me.
I've kind of always said that, like, even having our podcast now, like, just be as wide in scope as possible. You don't know what people are going to want to listen to, what they're going to want to see.
And who that person is behind the scenes that's dissecting all of your posts. That social media marketer, that interviewer, and then the most recent and one of my favorites would probably be Bait. Do you know Bait? I feel like you know Bait.
I don't think so.
Kind of similar to Kith.
Oh,
See that logo,
yeah.
Bait?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How you
Bait.
spell it?
BAIT. Bait themselves.
I'll look into that.
And Bait, like all their different branches, their Denver social media platform, their Seattle platform.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Diesel Heritage, their like sub brand.
I've heard of Diesel though. Right?
Yeah, Diesel's big. It wasn't Diesel themselves, but it's like their vintage stuff,
Got you.
which is still epic.
Yeah, hell yeah.
They put me on their story.
Yeah,
Oh, snap.
Yeah. And
That's tough.
and that's showing off my personality too, just with the piece that I got, which was a Street Fighter hoodie.
that was fairly recent, wasn't it?
Yeah, fairly recent. And that's where I'll cut it with the IG recognition.
No.
But
Man, that was crazy.
No, but I think at the end of the day, first of all, the way that you formatted on your like your highlights, like so that people can come in and see it and engage in it, that's awesome. And then of course, like that's one of the coolest things about the 2021, right? Like you can engage with these giant conglomerates and get recognition for just liking and engaging with their product. And that's what else can you ask for, right?
but also try to be a little bit more creative when you can be. You can just post, sure, but like this one that got me on Bait's story, which is still so big to me. And the crazy part is they didn't even at me, so I didn't know. I just had to check. And then I checked all their other ones like Seattle and Denver, like their platforms. And I was on all of those too. I was like, oh, okay.
We like that.
We like that. It's that this hoodie or that graphic is from one of the characters from Street Fighter.
Okay.
If you ever played, like I know that's RJ's favorite game. And the main character at the end of like his combo, like his finish, that's what happens. The screen goes black and you just see like little flashes of light everywhere across the screen, implying that he dragged whoever you're fighting all across the screen and just beat them up.
Yeah.
And those are the symbols that pops up after he finishes.
Damn.
Yeah, die 1,000 deaths. It's badass.
Sheesh.
So I copied that exact same kanji, that Japanese graphic, and placed it in the corners of the picture. I don't know if you could like pull up the actual picture on the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, with this one, the yes.
And I'll send you.
We can
I'll send you the.
definitely do
Yeah, I'll send you the
that.
character
But also
too.
for anybody who wants to see all these pictures, at King T Dynasty, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Slim Tahoe. DM me.
So what I want to do now is to finish up the pod. I just happen to know that the way that you got into luxury, consignment, fashion, some of your expertise came from accessories.
Yes.
Things like belts.
Mm-hmm.
I happen to have one of said belts in my collection.
Which one?
A Gucci belt. Which, by the way,
man.
Which got me where I am today.
Big money. So this belt specifically was purchased at the Gucci store in Milan, Italy, straight from the showroom. So
we'll find out if he's capping.
Yeah, we'll find out if I'm
about to
capping.
pull out a crazy app right now. I'm just about to let you know.
No.
This is about to be a wrap.
So-
It better be a collab.
So what we got, this is, and once again, I've told to hear this. I don't actually like wearing this thing because I feel like you have to show it off. So the most times that I've ever worn this, I'm just wearing it as a belt.
Right.
But
T-shirt tucked in. You're showing it off.
no, I've done that a couple times and I'm just like, this doesn't feel like, this feels ridiculous. Like, anyway.
Interesting.
But it's a great belt. It's a beautiful belt. I can probably do it right over here. So, brown leather. I'll let Tahir get into it. But
That's different.
I think that most people look at these things and they're like, why? I want you to explain why. Why would you buy this? What is it about this?
And that's what we talked about.
Go off. Let me hear it, Mr.
for his
Authenticator. Why is this worth it?
Well, these in particular too.
Do me a favor, just hold it up for any of the three cameras in front of your face so that people can see what you're talking about as you do it.
These in particular, it goes back to fashion influencers, usually, especially for women. It's going to be the standard Gucci interlocking G belt, but in black leather. That's the most common. You've seen that on a lot of John's fits.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's true.
The black and gold.
Yeah, this brown, that's different, Nate.
The brown's hard.
That's
right?
different.
You feel this. You feel the buttery over
You know,
here.
yes, the butter slate, meaning you
Sheesh.
haven't worn it as much too,
Yeah, come on, bro.
which is good.
Stop playing with me.
Just good. You know, I like the chocolate. All right.
So, what are some defining factors about this? When you look at this to tell that it is authentic, what are you looking for?
Well, they're called brand identifiers. So you're looking at the construction, all the way to the stitching, to the hardware itself, the actual metal, little dink, to the branding. And it's really that simple. You're using whatever sources you can as an authenticator to find out what details are a little bit off from a standard Gucci belt. It just depends. Like, over time, our creative directors, they switch things up on purpose to make some things look sloppy for certain brands. That's how you can tell that it's real, because if it looks too neat, it could be fake.
God, that is so confusing.
It is annoying, but that's why there are countless guides and research and just a crap ton of people with their expertise and their viewpoints. Like, maybe, well, I've seen it a bunch of times, but I'm just saying, maybe I'm new to Gucci belts and I've done 20, and I'm like, oh, these fonts look a little off. And then someone else, they could be like, no, this is actually from 2008 where he purposely made the fonts like this.
God, you just have to know that.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing, you have to convert. Like, that's the point of having a team in anything you do.
Yeah.
You could trust yourself, but it's not just you.
Yeah. So it's that researcher's job to know that specific fact. So when you pull up a belt like this,
Yes, sir.
and you think something's off, they can correct you.
Yes.
So then you can be able to authenticate it because of that process.
But you're also the researcher as well.
Yeah.
So it's bouncing back and seeing what's what, and then really grinding down, finding whatever articles from or videos from the creative directors themselves that say, oh no, this is a dub, it's not happening.
So what about this? Because I purchased this when I was studying abroad.
Buttery sweet.
What I would say is
I wish you could all feel this.
What is this material? Nubuck?
Yes.
Okay, so the nubuck on the back, it's like like those couches where you touch it and the color would go one way.
Yeah.
That's what it's like.
Wow, that's retro.
On the back. Yeah. So what are the biggest things, like if regular people are looking at a Gucci belt most of the time, what are some of the big things they can look at to tell that it's fake?
Stitching on both sides, or all throughout, really. But if you're looking here on both sides, on some inauthentic pairs, you'll see that the stitching is going one way as compared to another. And you had to physically construct dresses and shirts, so you would know that on one side of like a collar, it has to be the same as the other side. Completely straight, whether it's a basting stitch or a standard stitch, whatever. It has to be the exact same. Whereas if it's different on both sides, you're just like, wait, no, that's a little odd. Why would you switch up the stitching? That means you're not a professional. You're not a and some of these are machine crafted. You're not a machine.
Yeah.
If you did that.
Yeah.
Well, because
details.
also for people who don't know, what is it? Atelier is the French way of basically saying like these are bespoke, handmade, everything, one person. Well, it is in a factory at the end of the day, but
and different brands have
one
different names
person
for that.
making this item,
Yeah.
or the stitching at the very least. The person who stitched this is someone who's stitching every single belt over and over and over again. Okay, and then I just know from me up here, what's that say up there? Are there certain numbers and like Gucci insignias on the belts that you're looking for?
Yeah. So these are style codes. I forget which one is which, but I have guides at work so that I definitely know which is which. But one is the actual style of the belt, and then the second set of codes or digits is the color.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Right?
So all of those numbers mean something.
Yes. Every single one.
Yeah, they're not just random numbers on the belt.
And then the size.
I figured they are, but I never knew what they meant.
And then the size. For certain belts, especially designer belts, it's always good to just like take out a measuring tape once you get one and see that it matches up. It'll usually be from the peg to maybe the middle hole, because that's where it actually falls on your waist as like a designer size 85. You're not going to put it on right now, but I'm looking at it as if like, yo, can you put the belt on? But
do you want me to put it on?
No, it's cool.
Okay. I was like, I'll put it on.
It's cool. But that's where it will fall, around the waist, around that area. Or sometimes, like, it really depends on the brand, too, like how they have it cut. Because it might be from here to here is the 85. It really depends.
Well, I was also going to say, for me, definitely, it's probably going to fall right
there.
out in the middle.
That's where it should.
Absolutely. Interesting.
That's where it always really should, but it depends on... designers, they're all competing with themselves, So,
but at the end of the day,
they switch it up so
there
much.
There are brand identifiers in what I would assume is the stitching, the embossing, the insignias on the inside.
Right. So if you typed in these set of digits, not to cut you off, but if you typed in these set of digits, you should find this belt, no problem.
And what I will say is, which was very interesting, I handed Tahir this belt earlier, just so everyone's aware, just to show him one of the two things. He didn't see the second thing. And as soon as he picked it up, he was like, "Oh, what'd you say?" You were like, "There's something."
I was like, "Why is the loop cut?"
I was like, "Oh yeah, there is. There was a little
Always.
leather loop
Just
that
a
was
tab.
on there that would always fall off the end. And one day I just took it off and I lost
cut it.
Yeah.
No, I just lost it.
You lost it.
And he was like, "Oh, yeah." Like if that wasn't
You
on,
lost
if you
it? It
didn't-
looks like you cut it.
No, it fell off.
Nice cat.
Or if I was getting too aggressive with the belt, I might have pulled it off.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened, B.
Yep. And it was amazing. As soon as he picked it up, he was like, "Oh, yeah, if this didn't come with it, this would not be
Which is a low
authentic.
thing to like a
If
major...
I didn't know you, I would think that you're lying about the authenticity."
Yeah, like a customer would be like, "Wait, no, I've had 3 other belts. They all have this. Why was this one cut off? Or why isn't it there to begin with?"
Interesting.
Damn.
See, I'm telling you, and he picked it up immediately. Okay, so the belt.
Wow.
But I know you. I know
easy
the belt's
sauce.
history too, so that makes it even easier.
Yeah. Well, I can show you the receipt for the belt. But the
Wait, how much was
So the
it?
next thing I got. Oh, how much was it?
But it's even less, correct? Because you got it. Where did you say you got it from?
Okay, well here's the thing. What people don't understand is the reason that I waited to buy something like this, or these Balenciagas that I want to show you.
Where were you again?
When you buy, this was purchased in Milan, this was purchased in Paris. So when you're buying overseas, the VAT or whatever the tax is on it, you get that back. So if I buy this belt for
$350.
yeah, it was probably several $100s. The 7 or 8% tax that you pay on this, you keep the receipt, and before you come back over to your country, you submit that, and I get the tax that I paid on that back.
Wow.
So you can still get, at the end of the day, a fair amount of money back on it. You're always getting a discount on it. And then if I'm purchasing it with the American dollar, which is stronger than the euro at the time that I was there, you're getting more bang for your buck in that sense anyway.
But why do you get the taxes back though?
just some sort of like diplomatic thing.
Yeah,
But the
something
VAT
with
tax,
currency.
it's a huge thing. I was there with big ballers, like kids from China and shit that were just buying $10,000 Zenga suits, ridiculous.
They were
Yo,
crazy.
and that's crazy because the
Going
Zenga
crazy.
suits over here,
Yep, exactly.
dumb cheap in comparison to me.
So yeah, you get the taxes back on it. The exact reason, I'm not sure why, but that was another reason why I did it. I mean, I remember with this belt specifically, I think I got like $110 back in just tax that I paid on the belt.
And you knew that going in though.
Oh yeah, that's why I waited to buy it.
So you basically only spent
Damn.
something dollars.
It was definitely cheaper than anywhere else that you would buy here in America. And you also have to understand that like buying it there is different than buying it here, right? I'm not buying an imported good when I'm here. I'm buying it straight where it came from.
Yeah.
There's that too.
Bet.
But yeah, but if you are overseas and you're up and you are gonna buy it over there, you can get the
Dust bag?
taxes back on it. Yeah, I need to find the box for it. Actually, it's literally sitting in my drawer. I'm surprised it looks that good. But with this one, these are my babies. The reason that I'm so excited to show you these Balenciagas. Okay, so I wanted a pair of these in general.
Yeah, you put me on those.
When I went,
You and my friend. So
yeah, when I was abroad, I think I was with my family at the time, and I waited to buy a pair of these. I wanted them. This was back in probably like 08, 09, which is when these were popping off. A$AP Rocky, Kanye, everyone was wearing Balenciagas, all that shit.
Kanye.
Now when you wear these, people are like, oh my god, that's so different. At the time, it was like the most cliche, easiest type of luxury sneaker I could have bought at the time.
well, that's crazy with trends too.
But what pissed me off is, I go to Paris, right? I go to the Balenciaga store. Go through the whole thing, bro. When you're really buying something, it's like you're buying a car on steroids. They're giving me Perrier water, showing me the bathroom in the back, the whole nine. Like if you're really about to buy something, they understand that everything in there is expensive as fuck, so you might as well do it. I buy these pair of shoes, bro. 2 days later, I am like buying candy at like some stand or something, and I look at it. Kanye and Kim were at that store the day after I was there,
Damn.
buying everything. I was like,
Did they buy stuff for people
oh
too?
my god. No, they shut the whole thing down. But I was like, yo, are you serious, bro? I'm 1 day off. Then I was like, all right, well, if Ye is shopping at the same store I'm shopping at, then I'm good with it. Anyway, these are my babies.
I'd be cool with that too.
These are still in the original dust bag, which, I don't know, does that make them realer? If they're not in some sort of dust bag?
Well, you're authenticating everything. So the collateral itself, I've seen fake collateral.
This is called collateral?
Yeah.
Like the accessories of it?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So anyway, then I have it in here. Still, I kept everything because I was like, if I'm ever going to resell these, I have to be able to have them back in plastic bags. So these are the obsidian blues.
When have you worn this?
Well, you can tell, bro. Look at that.
Man's in
And the other one, I'm not going to pull out the other one because it's the same thing.
No, that's how I authenticate.
But
There's
oh, okay,
struggles
okay.
and
I'll
shit.
show you the other one too. So yeah, tell me what you see.
What's this, lambskin you said? Lambskin?
And
So it's lambskin leather when it
said
was
obsidian blue?
That's what it comes off. What does it say here?
I just love like the
blue
names they have
petrol
for.
because it's in a
Yeah,
foreign language. But
right.
yeah,
But obsidian. Wow.
I would describe it as obsidian blue.
Yeah, gotcha.
yeah,
I just love
so-
the names that they have for colors. And and just like any streetwear sneaker, like just fire red 3.
Yeah.
It's not red 3. It's just
But do me a
dope.
favor, as you just hold it up for the camera so people can see. So what are you looking at as you're checking it out?
Construction again, everything. The stitching around the soles, all even. I like that. The feel. For certain shoes, and it really depends, but again, we have so many guides. The flexibility, if it was too bendable, I always say too bendable.
Really?
This is an actual leather, so imagine actually bending a leather. It's damn near, it's not a metal, but like you have the same mindset for it as if you're trying to bend a metal. It shouldn't be that easy to be as flexible, but then you have certain sneakers that are, like certain Nikes that are supposed to be that comfortable where you could just bend it. But you're paying for like a luxury Balenciaga sneaker. This isn't meant to be comfort, this is style.
I will say they are one of the most uncomfortable shoes to wear over a long period of time.
Facts.
It is not something to
what,
wear.
Even the suede I have, but the leather is...
Bro, there's no support in it.
Oh damn, these
There's
are like
no
rock
support.
hard,
Yeah.
bro. What?
Yeah,
Stylish.
it's leather. It's like when you put your hand on the inside of that,
Love this
that's
with the
some
suit.
hard shit.
Yeah.
But when you feel the outside of it, it's that buttery lambskin. It really is quite flexible from the outside. When you wear it, like, it will crease instantly. Every time you move your foot back
Yeah.
and forth, it's always going to do that.
So is it only meant to be worn once, technically?
No,
Or is
don't
it better
know.
beaten, like, is it better like a little, like...
That's your preference.
Got you.
Because for me, I collect designer sneakers, so I won't, even if it's something like this that does get better over time, I won't beat them up. That's my like. No one else is
Right.
like that. I don't like my sneakers beat up.
Because there's certain J's that, like, are better beaten up.
It's supposed to change over time.
Yeah.
Like that's the effect, especially on newer models for J's.
These are light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But so you look at this stitching.
the branding
I was going
itself.
to say, does the sole ever have anything to do with it?
Soles always have something to do with it. And soles like outsole, insole, sole. It's all sole.
There's really no insole in that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, yeah.
Exactly. But the branding itself
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
wherever, all throughout, the lettering, just comparing it to whatever sources you have. It's clean. It's right. Nothing's crooked. Like I'm telling you, like in authentic pairs, like it's crooked. It's obvious, but then sometimes it's just a factory mistake. Something so little where someone is stitching and they messed up on one, but they kept it going
Wow.
on one stitch or something.
Damn.
Yeah, but it's the whole point is like analyzing and then finding out and then reaching back out to whoever to get that information before putting it out.
That's interesting. So a lot of what you do, it is team related, and where you're reaching out to, you're this giant team of people, and you're saying, hey, this seems like maybe it's just like one small issue that could make this legitimate. Like it's not a big enough mess up to where it seems like it's totally messed up.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, I'll reach out to someone else to see, like, hey, have you ever seen something like this before? And as soon as they say you do, you're like, okay, there's consistencies in this type of product.
Doesn't end there though. It just keeps going. From
God.
checking back at like, oh, you got that receipt to the customer, you know?
Oh, yeah, of course. Jesus.
Wow.
Wow, man.
Damn. So those are legit. They look legit.
Oh, you know Nate.
Yeah. And I guess
And again, they have
style.
style codes. Doesn't always populate for these. A lot of brands like are just easier, like the Gucci belt. You type that stuff in, it should pop up 100% of the time. If not, there's a bit of an issue there, or it's just that old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say some of these things get so old that you're like, I don't even know what else I'm gonna.
More vintage, and
Yeah,
that's
how can you find it?
That's what's interesting about vintage, because yeah, it is hard to find, but it's out there somewhere.
Damn.
Images are out there somewhere from some magazine. It's there. It's crazy. Yeah, it'll take forever, but it is what it is, you know. Certain things with vintage, it's either that the value goes up or it goes way down. It depends on the style, the look. It could even be cool, but it's like, oh, it's cool, but it's only cool for the 70s or the 60s.
Got you for that era.
Yeah,
Or as
until
soon
an
as-
influencer.
Or like what we saw with Nike SBs.
Yeah.
As soon as Travis Scott wears those Newcastle SBs that I have, bro, those things went from $200 to like $1,200
Yeah.
overnight.
So who puts them on?
I have multiple pairs of SBs now that I'm like, these were literally worth nothing 6 weeks ago. Now they're worth $5,000.
Yeah,
And you're
Trav
like,
wears it.
what? Yeah, right. It makes no sense. But anyway, bro, thank you. This was like a
this is
super
amazing.
interesting, different episode for us. Getting to hear you talk about some of this. It's the things that I think people would know to look for, but from your expertise, I'm like,
But you have someone else doing
obviously,
it for you.
Yeah, the team that you have around you,
Mhm.
it makes it really cool, and I like knowing that my
Dope.
shit's legit.
Yo, Balenciagas sponsor us.
Balenciaga sponsor me. Gucci, sponsor me.
sponsor us.
Gucci,
Hey, bro.
Smash Burger sponsor us.
Dash Burger, Levi's,
Coca-Cola,
Let's
Levi's,
go.
Billing
Puma,
Pieces,
anything, man.
anybody.
Yes, sir.
Any
Nah,
final words for the people, T?
Oh man, I didn't even get that far. Just kidding. Same words I've had all throughout the pod. Try. And DM me. But try first.
Man.
we want to thank
thank you.
King T Dynasty for coming on the podcast.
Today's
Bro,
Epic.
it's been an epic pleasure. We finally got to get into something that I'm very, very interested in. Please like, subscribe, comment, check out his Instagram page.
Say it.
Plenty of effort going into that page. The page at King T Dynasty. Follow, show love. As always, this will be anywhere that you can possibly get.
Yep.
Brandon?
Like you said, DM him, man.
DM me.
If you're trying to, if you're trying to impress whoever you like on a date, DM him. You're just trying to get your swag right, DM him. Trying to feel good about yourself, DM him. Or if you just want to know if your Balenciagas are real, DM him.
DM him.
You know, he's a go-to guy for everything.
All the levels. I want you to feel comfortable with yourself on any level. It doesn't have to be just fashion. DM me. We're here to collaborate.
And always,
Stop snitching.
Past or present. You want to see it?
I don't know. Take them out. It's his show.
Shit.
Make sure they'd see the new car in the background, man.
No.
Paper tags, man.
I'll run it. Run it.
Tell them how you're feeling right now.
Oh, just a windbreaker. Yeah. No, everyone got that Nike windbreaker. It's like, nah. It's like, nah. Dior. Already know.
Paper tags, man.
Good day, man.
Yes, sir. There's a lot in here. Woo. Try to take someone else out. Rocky who?
The original.
Rocky who? Rocky who?
The original.
Is what it is. Is what it is. It's all about the color, you feel me?
Damn, bro. I'm glad you got some good.
Last one to showcase. Last one to showcase. Feel yourself. Poppy vibes.
What's going on the ground? This is
Wagwan. Right there.
so awesome. That's so tough. Oh, damn. The print on there is fire.
That's the Calvin Klein, man.
Get vaccinated. Go on vacation.
Because my drip will make you sick.